Sorry for the late start, everybody. It looks like this match is going to be going live a little bit later than expected. Apologize for that. Was waiting for all 10 members of both teams to join, but we're going to be looking at match between cRev and Amazing Online. cRev's going to be 5-9 so far in the regular season, with Amazing Online 7-6. Amazing Online going to be starting off for T side. I'm going to stick with the bomb carrier initially and try to get a feel for what Amazing Online wants to do for this opening pistol round. This pistol round will serve to be a fundamental part for how the whole match is laid out, with all 5 terrorists at the bottom of T ramp for the beginning part of the round. We're probably going to see a little bit of a rush, but I do hear the CTs making a push of their own down towards middle, so already knowing that middle and probably B is clear, they will be on to what Amazing Online is trying to do as they bust out of the T ramp. Sticking with Harwood, bomb in hand, going to be able to get this plant off completely unchallenged due to cRev's aggressive middle B pushes. But Flexon going down early, going to be pushing through the spawn area. Harwood, great goosh with the nade follow-up onto VSA in the connector. I believe Harwood is going to hear a counter-terrorist coming up from the T ramp, their own side of middle. And is unable to get the burst off. Gosuwan with a big 2 frags coming in for the retake on the bomb site. Nade unable to connect. Fake defuse coming in on the 1 versus 1. Seraphic only with 6 health left. Did Gosuwan get the defuse? I think he did. Luckily had a kit. Got 3 huge frags that round. That was huge for cRev. Amazing Online had a bomb site completely clear, allowing them to plant, but pushed through CT spawn a little bit too aggressively. I'm sure in scrimmages, opposing counter-terrorist teams had probably stacked B and then rotated through CT spawn, and maybe not have done what cRev did, which was push all the way through mid into T spawn, flanking A from behind. So really interesting strats from both teams. And unfortunate that Amazing Online was unable to predict that type of rotation from cRev's early mid push. A couple of AKs here for Amazing Online, real risky. Also a couple of deagles, 3 AKs and 2 deagles right after the round loss for Amazing Online. Going to be working upper B halls. cRev knows that they have guns now, as they trade the entry pick and are able to claim the B bomb site. Bomb going down in sight. Really bad plant for Cat. It's going to be tailored towards the back part of B where Mooney is now, and maybe potentially the B halls. As we check the rotation. Skim onto damage. Gosuwan going to try to follow up with as big a round as he already had prior. Really tough 1 versus 2 situation. That was a real risky round for Amazing Online to have bought 3 AKs, 2 deagles. At least the deaglers had armor. I'm not sure that the AK players would have been able to afford armor or not. Probably not. But that is such a risky call to try and buy and win that gun round after only having planted the bomb. At least you had that bomb plant money, but still pretty risky to try to pull that one off. cRev not going to be willing to put up as much money as Amazing Online was after their loss. Gonna see a couple of deagles. Nothing too major. Real close stack here onto the A ramp. Gonna stick with Seraphic. See if he decides to push up and do some damage with his AK. I just saw a teammate actually on the roof yet above him. So an interesting crossfire. No team making an early move on yet. Maybe working it nice and slow. Bomb in hand here at the bottom of A ramp. Very cautious from Amazing Online. I'm glad they didn't just decide to do a quick take, try to get an eco round over. And they're able to clear the T ramp with only losing 1 gun, 1 member remaining for cRev. Going to be an impossible round here. Going to be an early score of 2-1, Amazing Online on the T side. Now, Mirage is kind of one of the newer maps. It can go really either way from what we've seen. No team has really mastered Mirage. It's not played too heavily throughout the regular season, definitely not in scrims until match time comes for the actual league matches to come up. And no team has really seemed to master it, but what I've seen from at least the counter-terrorist is having an AWPer in the window room is crucial. Let's see what VSA is going to do here. Ooh, VSA is actually... Oh, they're going to be saving again. cRev's going to be doing another save round, trying to really build their money up. And they're going to do something similar to what they did on pistol round, trying to push through the middle and clear out potentially the B bomb site, trying to gamble and make sure that they know that Amazing Online is going to be going to A, which is exactly what their plan is. Taking a look at the bomb here. Amazing Online just walking right up, knowing the site's clear, knowing cRev did their middle push again. Hopefully Moody will be watching the flank. He will this time, knowing that last time cRev did not push through CT spawn as expected. So at least they've learned a little bit from their pistol round. It looks like cRev's pistol round was not tailored so much towards beating Glocks, but just was kind of one of their ecos, one of their eco save rounds, which is fine, but it's interesting to see them kind of running it again. So we're definitely going to see a buy here from cRev this time, so a full gun round for both teams. And again, Amazing Online is currently 7-6, cRev 5-9. Keep in mind that the top 6 teams will make it to the LAN finals, which will be in about a month. So each team is trying to fight for that position currently right now. I believe cRev is seeded at seed 10. Amazing Online is seeded at, I believe, seed 6. And then the only other thing you need to keep in mind is that Memory has dropped out of the second seed after their death, so there's an extra slot open for upcoming teams to make the LAN. Quick trade over at A. ESEA and Harwood able to have a quick exchange. Seraphic onto Skim. That's going to be a huge problem for Gasuwan as he's left alone in the A bomb site trying to op and defend against the 3 remaining Ts. Whatever their CT set up there for cRev just did not work. They may have enough money to force FAMAS's, but from what we've seen in the past, yeah, they're going to go ahead and just save with a couple of deagles if you have maybe a little bit over $3,800. Let's go ahead and check the money right now. Yeah, cRev is really down. Thanks to the broadcast app, we can take a sneak peek at both teams' money. And currently, cRev is definitely hurting. Winning the pistol round was not enough to build any sort of foundation for their money. We're going to need to see them get at least 2 guns down this round for Amazing Online to really try to make a pushback. And it's going to be really tough to do that. One of these players from Amazing Online having a bit of a seizure as he decides to commit to the lower B bomb site. And there's going to be a little bit of a pause. But like I said, it's going to be really difficult for cRev to make any sort of move here. This round, obviously, 3 deagles. They really want to try to get 2 guns down for Amazing Online. Their goal this round, you know, optimally is to try to win the round, but more realistically to try to get some guns down from AO and really just try to hurt their money, because that's all they can really do realistically right now. We are going to see Amazing Online working up the catwalk here with shots coming in from Gasuwan in the window room, unable to connect a frag, as the bomb looks like it's going to be planning uncontested. Ooh, Skim going to be getting a frag onto Mooney before Harwood frays him. And Nuts was able to pick up a gun, but Flux on. Again, Flux, I don't know how to say your name, man. I'm going to call you Flux for the rest of my life. Is able to watch that flank and not allow Nuts to save that gun in T-spawn. So it's going to be a full gun round now, at least for cRev. This is going to be a huge gun round for them. They really need to change the pace of the entire match and bring some momentum into their favor. Going to see a couple of people coming up the T ramp quickly. Gasuwan, early smoke in, able to trade onto Harwood, or excuse me, take Harwood down. Moody as well, as he was pushing up with just a smoke and a flash towards the T ramp early on. VSA is going to go down, but not before snagging one of his own. Let's switch over to Damage, who's up here all the way up Cat into the B bomb site, looking for members of cRev. GX in the back of B. Able to get GX. Low HP, only 21 health, and Skim's going to op him from the kitchen. That's exactly what cRev needed. cRev needed that kind of momentum switch, and if they can pick up this follow-up round, that would be equally as huge, if not even bigger. AO is going to buy expectedly. A little bit of a late buy. Looks like they were trying to communicate if anyone was able to make a drop or two. They are going to be working another A split, a quick three, looks like 3 towards T ramp, 2 towards green halls. We're going to stick with one of the lead green hall players. It's going to look like it's damage. It's a little bit slower than anticipated. Going to be holding for pushes. All members of AO, though, are posted up at the A bomb site, so they might be... They're not throwing any sort of fake towards the B bomb site. Couple of quick smokes and flashes, and they're going to bust right out. Completely blind damage isn't able to get the player on top of balcony who's bossing on. Lived just for way too long, and not sure how he survived that. With challenging player VSA in the connector room. 3 versus 3. Bombs in the hand of Harwood, who's still up in the green halls. Needs to get out. They need another pick before they're able to get the bomb down in sight very easily. Oh, and he's going to miss the bomb throw down. Finally throwing it to his teammate, Mooney, who's just holding for pushes as Harwood goes down by the op of Skim coming from the back of T-ramp. Really tough 1 versus 3 coming in here from Mooney. He knows where an offer is. He sees the connector player, gets the connector player, but Skim has stepped it up, seeing his team has been losing a couple of rounds in a row, and can connect the final couple of off shots he's taken in the past 2 rounds. So big from Skim. Let's go ahead and look at the damage, the current ADR. Thanks to the ESEA broadcast app, we can take a sneak peek at the damages being done. Mooney at a monstrous 112 for round 9 here between cRev and Amazing Online. Let's go ahead and see where the bomb is here. Couple of AKs from AO again. It's going to be a pretty full gun round. I'm not sure what the armor situation is, but sticking with the bomb. Currently under window. Be a little risky to boost the bomb into window. I'm sure he won't see that. Maybe he'll boost it. But it looks like they're trying to do some sort of connector take, or maybe work back up to middle and take catwalk. 2 opening picks from AO. VSA goes down with a handy damage. They will be setting up for that window boost. As here's the CT coming in from the kitchen, in through the vent part of window. Gasu1 left alone here in the A bomb site. Bomb is down, but still a very difficult 1 versus 3. These rounds haven't been very close between both teams. They've been very one-sided. It's either AO on the 1v3 or cRev. It's really interesting to see that kind of a switch-up. Not sure what cRev is thinking here. Money and strat-wise, they're going to be doing another Deagle save, and honestly, at this point, cRev might be more interested in not buying Deagles for 4 rounds as they make it to round 10 here for the CT side, and just have 1 or 2 more full gun rounds. Their Deagle save rounds have not been paying off. They've had either 2 or 3 Deagles in the past. Now they currently have 5 full Deagles. Goswan's able to open up in the green halls, but Seraphic is looking trained right on his position. But AO's going to be able to take the A bomb side pretty uncontested. Yeah, and these Deagle save rounds just really aren't adding up for cRev at all. I'm kind of disappointed that they keep on buying them. And hopefully, at least at this point, with a score of 7-3 in favor of their opponents, they've recognized that they need to stop doing these Deagle save rounds. They're not getting luck. They're not hitting their shots. Their middle pushes are, well, AO is well aware of their middle pushes as seen by their pistol round at their first Deagle. And they really need to just full save, maybe buy nades, stack T-ramp, and then just full gun round next round. So let's see, VSA is actually pushing out into the catwalk area here for CT side, and I've been talking to a lot of teammates and high-class players, and recently it seems like the strategy for CT side Mirage is to try to clear out mid so that you have a better idea and feel of what's going on in A from the terrorists. So I think we've seen that a lot, especially with, again, cRev's pistol round, pushing up middle and clearing out middle and B. it's really hard to defend the A bomb site given there's the upper hallway and the ramp, and there's so many different combinations of smokes and flashes that T's can throw out of those two areas to try to take that bomb site, that you really just need to clear out middle and B as counter-terrorist and figure out if they're going A really quick, because if you're not prepared, you won't be able to defend it. So only one frag here, as there's only 40 seconds remaining in the round. Let's go ahead and find the bomb. It looks like it's going to be here in the upper B hallways. Let's stick next to the bomb's teammate, Flux, as it looks like he's unable to get a pick, along with his teammates. 0 members for cRev going down at all that round, so it looks like the slow middle pick / B take is not going to work for AO. They should definitely stick to their A takes, because at least their A delay takes have been pretty successful thus far. I wouldn't be surprised to see them aim that way currently. It looks like the bomb is going to be dropped to a teammate that's going towards A. Stick here with Mooney at the bottom of T ramp. Actually, let's flip around and see what the CTs are doing. They're even going to try to get a better idea of what's going on in middle by sending 2 members of their team out onto catwalk, but not before being killed by Seraphic at that white middle box, taking some damage of his own. Skim's able to come in from that window room. So cRev had 3 members trying to scout out that middle area this round. Oh, but Flux hitting a nasty shot onto GX, who was up on catwalk, and AO is able to take that round by picking cRev off. It looks to me like AO's aim has just been a little bit more on point than cRev, even though cRev had that really sophisticated middle stack with 2 on cat, 1 on middle, and they were able to crossfire. It just looked like they were taken off guard each time that they were in any sort of battle. Seraphic was able to have that opening pick off onto catwalk from middle, and Flux with that shot from connector onto catwalk was just beautiful. It looks like AO is going to be doing the same strat as last round, setting the bomb with a teammate under the window room. And by doing this, you have a lot of options. You can either have your player by the end of cat in your T middle scout out the window room and connector, and you can take connector and go to A, or you can just walk right back up to middle and then go to B. They're actually going to try that window boost again, but ESEA onto Flux. Completely aware of that possibility after the last couple of times they boosted. GX is back into the window room, going to be doing a quick drop here, flanking the connector side, trying to feel out where the T's went. 1 versus 4 situation. Highly unlikely he's going to win it, but hello, he's got the bomb down, and he gets Mooney down. Back to a 1-on-2. Oh, so unfortunate for for GX. Damage was just a little bit more on point there. The healths were in the 20 range and the 30 range for AO. That could have been so winnable after the bomb, and the following frag was made. That was actually a really close round. I was surprised to see that. Really nice try by GX, but a really tough round to win it with the 1 versus 4, not knowing where the bomb is and not knowing where AO went at all. So again, we're going to see a couple of deagles coming out from cRev, and I mean, prove me wrong, but your deagle save rounds have not been too successful, dudes. 3 members in B for cRev. Let's go ahead and stick with the bomb. Harwood, who's at the bottom of A ramp. Amazing Online's take at A, going to be a little bit faster than their previous anti-ecos. We've seen them a little bit more defensive towards the halls and ramp for A. Cautious of those stacks. But knowing cRev, their pistol save rounds might be towards the middle B bomb sites, or areas of the map this season. So I think they've really learned from what they've seen on all of these pistol save rounds. But it's going to be a 1 versus 4. Mooney left all alone, 100 health. All members of cRev really low, still very winnable for AO. Mooney getting the sick double kill into the connector room, snagging Nuts and VSA. 16 health, AK in hand for Gasuwan. Doesn't have a defuse kit, likely going to save it. Going to run all the way back as Mooney tries to both chase and save his gun. Ooh, that could have been really unfortunate for Amazing Online, seeing the 1 versus 4 after I talked so much shit about cRev's pistol rounds not being so hot. But luckily for Mooney, his teammates had done enough damage where cRev was all coming in from the connector, all really low with only a gun or 2 in hand. And he was able to hit that nice little double shot So last round here, coming in from the first half. Again, this is cRev versus Amazing Online. cRev is 5-9, Amazing Online being 7-6. Going to definitely be as full of a gun round as possible for both teams. Let's go ahead and check the ADR real quick. Going to stick with Mooney, who's got the highest ADR of 111. As he stands with 18 frags and 17 deaths, moving up from the A ramp to try to clear out the A side. As he gets an easy blind pick onto Gasuwan, trying to crouch walk in from the A bomb site underneath the balcony. And it's a 3 versus 2. AO's got 2 members that are really low, 21 and 26. Winnable for cRev. Let's stick with VSA. 1 versus 3. Tough with the player in halls and just gets outplayed by Harwood, who's just been peeking and hitting shots all game. This is a tough one. It's tough because Amazing Online's been really hitting all their shots. cRev had their money just completely screwed up right after second round, after Amazing Online had decided to buy 3 AKs, 2 Deagles, 2 Deaglers having armor. And Amazing Online won that. They won that force buy. It was really risky, but it changed the pace of the entire game because cRev has been forced to save with Deagles, 2, 3 to 5 Deagles at a time, winning none of those save rounds, and we've seen 3, maybe 4 of those. So really impossible for cRev in the money scheme of it. As their 5th player does reconnect back. The second half is going to go live here. Amazing Online taking first half, 11 rounds for T-side. And again, Mirage can really go either way. I mean, cRev could prove to have just as strong of a T-side as Amazing Online, but with all the momentum and aim that Amazing Online has displayed thus far, I'm thinking it's going to be pretty tough. But I'm interested to see what kind of pistol round I guess cRev throws out here. We're going to stick with them. We're going to stick with whoever's got the bomb, as their last pistol round proved to be a little fishy. Can definitely be some sort of A take. It looks like 3 members up in the green halls, as 2 members work towards the A ramp, with 1 member having a USP for some of those sniper shots back towards the boxes, towards CT spawn. Very smart play, hoping he has a couple of flashes, maybe a smoke in hand as well. Let's see who's going to make the first move here. Probably going to be cRev. Yep, a couple of flashes coming out here from the green hall. Going to be trying to jump out here as fast as possible. Seeing members both in the window room and towards the CT ramp. Gasuwan trying to get the bomb down, unable to do so. Couldn't find that area where he needed to stand to try to plant the bomb. Still unable to get the bomb down. At least able to pick up 1 frag, but can't pick up any more following. Nuts already down to 6 health. VSA going to have to do all the work here for cRev. In the 1 versus 2 situation, bomb is down, 54 health. He's got a USP, but AO is quickly pushing up on them, and Damage is able to secure the round for AO. So unfortunate for cRev. It looked, honestly to me, it looked like Amazing Online had a pretty default setup, playing pretty far back with their USPs, trying to really utilize that kind of distance advantage to let the Ts come to them, and then just clear the site later once they've taken it with flashes and nades. Excellently done by Amazing Online. And really tough for Gasuwan to not be able to get that bomb down, because if they had gotten the bomb down, cRev could have likely at least forced some AKs. We're only going to see 1 Deagle coming out from them, as the bomb is down in upper B. Damage getting 2 frags. Another member of cRev going to be pushing out towards him, but he gets the 3rd. Gasuwan finally getting that Glock headshot, and the bomb is out with him and a FAMAS, but they will go down to the hands of both Mooney and Flux. So a quick little save round from them. Interested to see if they're going to buy or not. Let's go ahead and check their money, as brought to us by the ESEA broadcast app. Looks like the most amount of money they're going to have for cRev is $4,000, with the lowest at $3,000, but they will force some Galils. Not sure if there's any AKs in the mix, but to see any sort of weapons in hand at the start of this round isn't so much of a surprise, but it really makes me nervous. They really need to win this round. They know that, given they've bought these weapons. They're down in numbers. Round-wise, an excellent angle from Mooney is going to open up onto GX, who had only that Galil in hand. Just going to be such a difficult round for them to win with just Galils, but there's going to be an AK for both Gazuwan and VSA, who's able to make it a quick 3v2 as the bomb gets planted in A. Let's switch to the CTs. Both have kits. Colt and FAMAS in hand. Terrific, already in the A bomb site, looking for some sort of opening pick. VSA able to trade onto him. Harwood left all alone with his FAMAS, and cRev pulls out an important round for their future success in the rest of the match. If they had 4-spot those Galils and AKs and lost that round, I would have called a game in favor for... Excuse me, in favor for Amazing Online. That would have been really difficult money-wise to have lost that round. And it's actually going to force Amazing Online into a really low buy. We see a FAMAS pushing up here into the ramp. Completely unchallenged, only challenged by USB. Gazuwan's able to pick up that frag before getting naded. Let's go ahead and follow the bomb with GX, who's sitting in middle with a couple of teammates. Looks like they're going to try to smoke the connector and work up towards Cat, knowing that a bunch of members from AO, had stacked towards the A bomb site being on the left side of your screen, with cRev taking the B bomb site being on the right. But there has been a rotation from Amazing Online, going to be either in the kitchen or the back of B bomb site, I do believe. And he gets taken down by VSA real quickly, who's pushed up into the kitchen. Get a couple of frags before finally going down. Bomb's going to be landed in sight. And it's now a 1 versus 2. FAMAS only with 1 health. Really tough round to win as GX seals the deal. And haps his way into the kitchen. So really big 2 rounds for cRev. But this is where they're going to have to not get sloppy. Because Amazing Online only has USPs in hand. They're going to have to save after that pass round. Really low buy again, just the FAMAS's Eagle. Oh, they are actually going to drop at least 1 gun. And we're going to stick with whoever has that. It's going to be Flux, who goes down early at the hands of Gazuwan's Deagle. Ooh, and that's just going to really hurt whatever plan Amazing Online had in store for cRev this round. The rest of the team going to have just USPs. The gun is down in an isolated spot in A. And cRev taking no chances, just going to wrap right around. Take A through the green hallway. And just hold for any entry frag attempts from AO. AO can't really do anything right here except for try to get some exit frags. I mean, you can try to push up. Oh, but they were able to snag that M4 as Mooney displays some pride up here on these desolate boxes in the B hallway. There's going to be a bit of a dance session here from 2 members of AO as they stop as the music dies down. Don't want to look like fools in front of all the girls. Terrorist coming up. Mooney showing he's no fool, capitalizing on that Colt save frag. And that could be pretty huge. Let's go ahead and switch over to the money. As it looks like Amazing Online will buy, forcing FAMAS's for at least Seraphic and Flux. Flux having gotten that Colt drop, would have expected a little bit more cash from his side. Quick op span. Really surprised to see that in an invite match, but can do some damage and can definitely get a headshot or 2. Let's go ahead and switch over to the bomb here. It's going to be Skim. Coming back of upper B halls. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go under window. He will. This is a very similar default to what we saw Amazing Online doing, with 2 members going under window to try to clear out middle and get a better feel for middle in general with the bomb. But they will fall back, kind of hang out towards upper B as they wait for some calls from teammates over at A, it seems like. And Harwood's going to be back of T ramp, knowing that A is completely clear. AO can now just focus their attention on middle and B. But we might see cRev going right behind him, as we saw a little bit of a ring around the rosy there in middle. Flipping back over towards A. Damage going to take out Flux on Jaguar. Takes out Jaguar. And Mooney gets a great aggressive angle against Skim. And also against Nuts before finally going down to the hands of VSA. 1v3, bomb in hand, but only 25 health. Really tough in this round. Oh, was able to pick up the first frag onto damage, and the second amazing headshot onto Harwood, who I believe was opping. It's now a 1 versus 1. Harwood again, or excuse me, VSA only down now to 11 health. Some really wide peak. Seraphic is able to pick that up with only 38 health. Such a close round from VSA. Wow, that's tough. Seraphic's going to find an op before snagging the defuse. Really, VSA was kind of rocking against those boxes pretty successfully. Ooh, this is kind of cocky, seeing a couple more dance moves. We see AO has been hitting the dance floor in their spare time. Forget scrimming. Excuse me. As it's now 14-7, Amazing Online versus CyberRev. Again, Amazing Online is 7-6 in the regular season, with CyberRev being 5-9. And the goal for both teams is to try to make those LAN playoffs. You got to be in the top 6 seed to make it. For CyberRev, it's looking a little grim at, I believe, the 10th seed. And Amazing Online is currently at the 6th, but Priori had died, so I believe they'll be moved up to the 5th. Let's go ahead and move over to see what Harwood's looking at here. Is able to get a pick over towards the green hallway before looking back towards catwalk and middle from the window room. Let's move over to Skim and see what he's thinking about doing with the bomb. CyberRev just looks a little bit lost here. It looks like they keep trying to do these strategies in middle and then work towards the A bomb site. They are able to get a lot of trades though this round, making it a 2 versus 2 situation, smoking off both the window room and the connector before Skim flashes CT spawn. He will try to get the bomb down here. Let's watch his teammate Nuts. Nuts is unable to peek CT spawn, and Seraphic is going to get the bomb down. That is, I would be so pissed off if I was Skim trying to plant the bomb, saying cover me, and his teammate is unable to do so. But granted, Nuts had a lot of responsibility that round, really had to look at a lot of different stuff. Had to look at connector, had to look at window room, had to look at CT spawn, but that was the last thing off its checklist, and just was a little bit too late by the time he was able to look around at it. So we're going to see a couple of deagles for CyberRev as we move into what could potentially be and likely the last round if Amazing Online is able to take it. Deagle and AK Force, but we know that CyberRev has not been so successful with their save/force buy rounds. As we hear live audio from a murder scene. One of the members of AO going ballistic. And CyberRev is back in T-spawn again. And it looks like their T-side just has not worked out for them like they had planned. You know, as I hold tab here, 4-3, it doesn't look too bad. But again, against what Amazing Online was able to put up for T-side, they really had to show a little bit more game. And it looks like they had a general idea of what they wanted to do in most of these gun rounds, but would just back off to T-spawn and go back around to A, and it didn't. As Hard was able to get the final frag of the match. Amazing Online's going to take this match 16-7 against CyberRev. The match might be over, but if you're tuning in for the Counter-Strike Global Offensive Beta Key giveaway, please stay tuned. I'm going to throw some music on. I'm going to leave the cam here in Mirage idle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple-minute break. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. If you want that beta key, you need to stay tuned to the stream. And I'll be back in a couple of minutes with more information on what you need to do and who the winner is. So stay tuned. Alright, so if you're interested in that Counter-Strike Global Offensive beta key, it should be fairly simple. The question to the naked ear may sound a little difficult, but if you were paying attention to what I was saying, I had mentioned it several times. And there's going to be an official question asked here by myself in a second. What you're going to need to do is post the answer to the question in the link that Few is currently spamming in the chat. If you're not currently in the chat, head over to the stream's chat. I think you can click the logo in the little bottom right-hand side of the stream, and it'll take you right over to the full stream site where you can access the chat, and you can see the link that Few's spamming. So, the official question for the Counter-Strike Global Offensive beta key is, how many AKs and Deagles did AO buy in the second round? Again, how many AKs and Deagles did Amazing Online buy in the second round? Again, to answer, post your question not in chat, on the thread that Few is spamming in chat constantly right now. Go click that, head over to the thread, post the answer, and you might get your hands on one of them Global Offensive beta keys, you know what I'm saying, son? So I hope you enjoyed the stream. Let me know how I did. Send me a private message or post it on the forum post for the stream if you want, on Facebook, wherever. I'll see all of it. And stay tuned for more Counter-Strike Global Offensive beta key giveaways, as we did 3 or 4 of them just today alone. So we have a bunch more coming right on ESEAnews.com. Thanks, guys.